Hey guys, welcome to the channel Before You Call a Contractor. I'm Andy. Today's video we are going to be cleaning a tankless hot water heater. Um, they say all hot water heaters should be cleaned, but I know like the ones that are 40 and 50 gallon tanks, depending on where they are in your house, they can be quite difficult to clean. Tankless ones aren't that difficult to clean if they were installed properly. And I'll tell you what I mean. If your tankless hot water heater was installed properly, it will have two valves on both the cold water going in and the hot water coming out. These are isolation valves. That way you can turn the water off coming in, you can turn the water off going out, and you can hook hoses up to these other two valves, and that way you can flush the system. Now to do this, you need essentially four things. You need a submersible pump, 5-gallon bucket, two hoses, you need a gallon of distilled white vinegar, and you need a gallon of water. Okay, that's 5 things, but I wasn't counting the water. So first thing we need to do is we need to turn off our hot water heater. So that's off. You can just unplug it too, depending on what you want to do. Next thing we need to do is we need to connect one of our hoses. And by the way, these are old washing machine hoses. You can use whatever hose will connect to it, but I would say if you get a washing machine hoses, just buy the cheapest ones you can because you're only going to use them every now and again. I put expensive hoses on my regular washer, but for something like this, I'd go cheap as possible. So I hooked this up to the submersible pump. By the way, this pump came from Harbor Freight. I bought it about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago when I first put in this tankless hot water heater. It was $50 in. I just looked at it right now. It's like $73. It's the smallest one they have, and it works. It works good. And it comes with a garden hose attachment, which basically that's what these are. They're garden hose attachments. When you're hooking these up, make sure you've got washers. You got to have washers. Otherwise, you're going to have a mess. So, first thing we do, let's see if we can get you a little closer. Turn off the water coming into the hot water heater. And this one's kind of stuck. We'll get it. Oh, never had that problem before. This valve hasn't been moved in a while, so it's definitely a little stiff. There you go, it's off. And we want to turn off the hot water coming out too. Again, if your hot water heater was installed properly, you should have these. Next thing you want to do is loosen these caps up. Now, the water coming from your pump is going to go in this side where your cold water comes in. Again, make sure you've got washers on everything. And the other hose is going to connect to the hot water side. And this is going to go back into the bucket and it's going to recirculate. And I can tell just by that, that's going to leak. I'm going to tighten that up with a wrench. If you do these hoses shouldn't be like this. Is wiggling when I'm messing with it. It shouldn't wiggle. If it's wiggling, that means it's going to leak. Okay, now it's not going to leak. The other thing we need to do is this thing right here is a screen. We need to take that out and clean it before we do anything else. And more than likely when we do this, we're going to have some water run out of it. So have your bucket ready to catch it. All right, I think I got it where it's almost. Not too bad. A little bit of water, not much. See, this is a little screen that needs to be cleaned. So we're going to go ahead and take this to the kitchen sink and clean it. I did the best I could to clean the little screen up. Make sure you do not lose the rubber washer that belongs on here. And we're going to reinstall the screen. Don't go crazy, tighten this up. Just get it to where it's completely snug. You don't want to break it. It's just plastic, so you don't want to break it. All right, that's snug. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to add our vinegar and our water to our 5-gallon bucket that our submersible pump's going to go in. 1 gallon of vinegar. Let's get a gallon of water. All right, and we got a gallon of water. Basically, we're just doing a 50-50 mix. If anybody's wondering why you have to do this, basically, the way tankless hot water heaters work, they tend to build up calcium and magnesium inside of them. And if you don't do this, you're going to shorten the life of your hot water heater. I know when I put this hot water heater in about 7 years ago, I think I did it myself, and it cost me about $1,400. So I know if you had somebody else put one in for you, it costs a lot of money. So doing this can save you the life of this. To have somebody else come out and do this, the price range runs from $200 to $300. I've got less than $100 here, and you have the stuff to keep doing it yourself over and over again. Next thing we got to do is open up these valves where the water comes in and the water goes out. They're just quarter turn valves. I find it easy to do with a socket wrench. Make sure both of your pipes are inside your bucket. Now we just need to plug in our submersible pump. All right, guys, so I've had this pump running probably close to 2 hours. Let it go longer. And as you can see, it has turned the water a little dark. So we're gonna go ahead and unplug it. And the next thing we gotta do is we gotta go and dump this bucket of vinegar water and just get straight water so we can flush all that vinegar out of the hot water heater. All right, guys, so I got a couple gallons of fresh water. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. I'll let this run for about 10 minutes. All right, guys, so we're done flushing with fresh water. Now it's time to return it to its normal state of operation. First thing we're gonna do is close the valves that we opened up to let the water go in. Then we are going to disconnect these hoses. Oh, this hose is going to have water in it, so make sure it goes back into the bucket. All right, put our caps back on. and open our valves back up. This is still a pretty hard one to turn. Always open water valves slowly. Let the pressure stabilize. And then we turn our hot water heater back on. And we're all done. It's been flushed. Put away our stuff. It's that easy. And like I said, less than $100, you can do it the first time. And then if you wanted to have somebody come do it, they're going to charge you $200. And then each time you'd have to pay that. So for $100, you can do it every time yourself. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful. Have a great day. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.